You were born with individual strengths and a unique purpose. Don't let fears, false beliefs, or life's happenings diminish your influence. It's time to live and lead for impact. Host Kirsten Ross, expert of transformation, will help you defeat the drama and overcome the trauma that can stop you in your tracks. You'll gain focus, find confidence, and take bold action. Unleash passionate, purposeful you. Let's go.
Welcome to Live and Lead for Impact. I'm Kirsten Ross Vogel, your host and team performance pro for 30 years. And this is Live and Lead for Impact. And I have a super fun guest. We're talking all things strategy today, which really excites me. I'm an efficiency junkie, so maybe you are as well. I have Simon Severino today, and he helps business owners in SaaS and services run their company more effectively, which results in sales that soar. He created the strategy sprints method that doubles revenue in 90 days by getting owners out of the weeds. TEDx speaker, contributor to Forbes and Entrepreneur Magazine, a member of the SVBS Silicon Valley Blockchain Society. Welcome, Simon.
Hey, Kirsten. Hey, everybody. Excited to be here.
Yeah. So I'm just loving your accent. So I had to throw in that little tongue roll. I think I kind of got it with your name.
Severino, yeah.
So thanks for joining me. Well, let's hop right in and tell me, what work are you doing and the impact that you're making in the world?
I help people with go-to-market, so sales, marketing, and tying that better to what they do. It's 21 years that I do only that. So we coach one-on-one, and in 90 days, we double revenue of B2B businesses. So we work only with businesses that are business to business, and they are doing around 35K per month, and they want to double that to 70K per month in 90 days. It's a very specific program that we have run 1,600 times, and it is built exactly for that, for the business owner who has started out, has now some traction, but is still in the weeds. So they can't just go on holiday for a month and everything still works. If they go on holiday, they have guilt feelings. And even in the evening, their kids, hey, dinner is ready, come over. Yeah, 1 second. So for the people like us who run businesses and they are still in the weeds, the business is not independent of them. So it's still tied to their time and their person. These people we are here to coach. And when I say we, now it's a global company. We have strategy sprints coaches all over the globe. And but when we started, it was just me coaching. And now 21 years later, we have a set of tools. We have this program that works. And we even came out with a book that describes many cases from real entrepreneurs we work with and what their struggles were with sales and with marketing and how they overcome that. The book is called Strategy Sprints, and it's out now on Amazon.
Great. Well, sounds good. So are you working with traditional kind of brick and mortar businesses or only online, both?
B2B and mainly online, because if you don't have a part online presence, well, how much are you still a business, right? And how long? So B2B and parts online or fully online.
Great. So what experiences motivated you to start this business and working to make this unique impact?
I like people and I like helping them solve relevant big problems. That's what motivates me. And so when I picked my first industry, in my 20s, I ended up in the consulting industry because this is where you fly to real teams. They give you their biggest problems. And then we had to find it out, right? I was sitting with the BMWs and with the Boehringer Ingelheims, etc., and they were asking me, how can we do this product launch in that market? How can we beat our competitor in that field? And there was no answer. So we had to explore a territory. I had to come up with the process, how we find an answer that we don't have. And so I like the intellectual stimulation that comes with these big problems. And I am super proud when I see their faces and they are relieved because we did solve a big problem. And so that's what brought me in 20 years ago. And the reason why I stay was because we became quite quite good at helping people with these problems. And now we try to bring it into more and more time zones so that we can help people, especially in this very volatile, messed up world right now, right? With supply chains broken, markets super volatile. And so right now it's super, super relevant. And when do I sleep well? When am I really proud of my work? When I have helped real people solve real problems. And these are the current main problems, right? The oxygen of a business is cash flow. And right now, who doesn't need help with cash flow?
So, yeah. So, all right. So what current internal or external challenge exists for you right now in making your own bigger, bolder impact?
Wow. How much time do we have? I have 3 kids and I live 600 kilometers from a current war, and there is global disruptions in basically everything. And so I have so many challenges. We can go many places. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing is me time so that I can recharge my own batteries. So I'm learning right now from complete different fields than my own. I'm learning from yoga. I'm doing a yoga course with a yoga teacher in India. And I'm learning how to manage my energies so that I stay, present and I can be of service every day, even if sometimes I am afraid and sometimes I don't have an answer, etc. But still, how to show up, how to hold space for big questions that are not solved and where I don't even see where the solution will come from, but still show up every day, hold the space for the community. And that, in order to do that, I'm learning literally to change, how I think, how I speak, how I eat, what do I eat in the morning, and also how I exercise. So on many levels, I'm thinking about how can I be of service to this moment and to all the people that I'm here to serve, but I have to come from a place of abundance. And so at the same time, I am fearful, I am afraid of many things, but how do I come from a place of abundance and how do I still hold that space for the conversations?
Thank you so much for that. I think that so many people can relate to that right now. I feel like, and you're even closer to conflict than, I'm in the United States. Of course, we have a very divisive country right now. We don't have active conflict, but at times it feels like we're on the verge of that. And you are close with 3 children. And yeah, the world is crazy right now, unprecedented times. And so thank you so much for sharing that and sharing some of the strategies that you're using. I think it is so important to stay focused, and it can be so difficult with so many things pulling at us, and that the niggling and large fears that we're all facing, and how do you stay focused on what's within your control? And especially when some of the things are so large and looming, like if we talk climate, et cetera, what's in our control around that, so we can worry about things. And it sounds like this is likely what you're doing through your yoga and becoming centered at the beginning of each day. At the start of COVID, I actually created this form that a lot of my clients had used, from fear to focused action. And it was just, swirling fears. And if we can define our fears first, and then is it fear for ourselves, fear for our kids, for our communities, for our, nation, our world, what level is that fear? Get very specific about it. Then we can define what's in our control and be creative about how we can take action. And so I think back to when COVID started, I had a son who was an essential worker, so he was around people all the time, and he was living by himself, and he was a distance from me, so I wasn't able to see him. He was alone. He was working. I was, had this fear about his health, fear about, his mental well-being and his physical well-being, and what could I do? And so it could be a swirling fear ongoing, or once I defined it, instead of a swirling fear, now it was, okay, it's specifically about him, about his mental and physical well-being. What can I do from here? And so from there, I was able to get creative, and it was simple, but and not like earth shattering, but like send him groceries at least,
Yeah.
like get him some food. Then he didn't have to also go to the grocery store. And, I was getting him a little mom love, through delivery, but it was a way that I could get in action. And then I think too, there's so many huge things happening in the world right now. And what level of advocacy can we be involved in? And it might be none. We might not have the capacity. We might need to take a break for our mental health and well-being, and not be so plugged into all of it. Or is there some local advocacy, even though it might be a worldwide thing? I mean, climate change is impacting the world. One human being can't take that on, but is there a little something that each of us can do? And so again, working to get into action and take targeted action can help us at least feel empowered instead of a victim and overwhelmed. Yes?
Absolutely. And, I was also thinking, what can we share with people? Like I was reaching out to poems by Rainer Maria Rilke. Poems, what's the name? Let me check. Poems to the Night. And I was sending that to all friends and family, etc. Because, of course, yes, the food safety and shelter safety is very relevant. And then I was also thinking our mindset is so fundamental, right? If we look at things unfolding outside of our control, but with a certain trust that in the grand scheme of things, these also will pass, and that in some kind, the universe has also a plan that is maybe even long-term positive, whatever happens. So I sent these Rainer Maria Rilke poems to the night, because the night is something that everybody, it's the darkness that we experience. Everybody knows what the night is. It's dark, it's over, you let go of everything. Wow, is that death? Is then life over? No, the next day you wake up again, the sun comes again, you wake up again, everything's fine. So I was giving away Rainer Maria Rilke Poems to Night, which is a beautiful poem book anyways.
That's great. I love that. And that we'll put that in the show notes too, because I love that. It sounds like something, a resource that other people are going to want to check out to maybe help with their own well-being as well. And that's the other thing too, like thinking about ways, how can we send our own positive energy, make our own positive impact in our own unique way into the world. So if we sit in overwhelm and just generic fear, we can just be paralyzed. I mean, for sure, there's enough going on that you can just be stopped in your tracks. But the world is waiting for us. There is work to be done. And it's just about keep creating that mindset and helping us feel empowered and focused and creative about the ways that we can continue to do our important work. And it might be as simple as making a commitment, so again, in the United States, the divisiveness and the name calling and forgetting that it's fellow Americans. And so what can I do? I can make a personal commitment to never engage in name calling of my fellow citizens and continue to put out positive energy and think the best of others. Can I take on, I would love to take on a bigger element of bringing people together and having, actual communication happen and actual negotiation, et cetera, that isn't really happening right now. But absent that opportunity right now, what is it? What are commitments or actions that I can take today? Well, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate your sharing and being vulnerable in that way. And now, how old are your kids?
So they are now 6, 3, and the sister is coming in a couple of weeks.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, very sweet. So you're very much in the thick of things. So yeah, it's probably hard for you to imagine the empty nester challenge that I was facing with grown children away from me during difficult times. There's always some, pros and cons to every stage, but they're all beautiful as our kids grow.
I can feel with you, because if they just if they just do something over the weekend, I already miss them.
Yeah. Yes. So I've had to transition and extend that because both my boys they actually live together, which is great, about 4 hours away from me. So at least I can check on one through the other and stay connected. And thank God for FaceTime and all the ways that we can stay more connected than when I was growing up. We only had the phone and it cost so much, and you certainly couldn't see the person. So yeah, I'm always grateful that I at least get to see them and stay in touch and see them every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Well, so what words of wisdom do you have for others who are maybe just starting the journey of making their own impact in the world?
So I would say keep rolling. And when I say this, it means don't give up. Go all in. Show your soul and what you're about, and really let that shine with all the light and with all the shadow that comes with it. The capitalism game that we are in is misunderstood. Capitalism is not about maximizing profits. Capitalism is actually, the game is stay long enough liquid, stay long enough in the game, like Monopoly, you have to do many rounds and keep rolling. Stay in the game long enough that you learn, that you become better, that you care even more about your people that you are here to serve, so that you can provide more and more value. Because it's not about, win quick. It's about stay long enough in the game. So if you ask me about advice, I would say keep rolling. Whatever you are doing, don't give up when it's hard. Stay your course and share with the world what you have to share.
Thank you for that. So many great words of wisdom in there. Yes, the longevity, it's a marathon, not a sprint. There's sprints in the middle for sure. And along the way, there are periods of sprint. But overall, yeah, be in it for the long haul. And I think love the basic work enough that you have the tenacity to keep moving through the bumps and, through having to wear all the different hats. And I think to what we were talking about a minute ago, keep in the positive mindset, do what you can to keep your mindset pure and in the right place, that you can stay in action and keep moving. And, the world is waiting for your unique impact. And so don't steal that impact from others who need it. We're all unique. We're all put here on this earth for a purpose. And so, keep working towards making your unique impact. So, Simon, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for sharing, your words of wisdom and challenges that you're facing. I think that'll be so helpful to others. And tell the name of your book again.
The book is called Strategy Sprints by Simon Severino.
Great. And the link to that, which you can find at strategysprints.com, will be on today's show notes, along with the poetry book that Simon talked about and all the links to all of his social media and a direct link to Amazon as well, if you want to grab that book. So thank you, Simon, for joining me. You can find today's show notes by going to defeatthedrama.com, click on the podcast tab, and go to episode 299. And I will say, if you are struggling with leadership, personal growth challenges, anything involved in making your bigger, bolder impact, go to myimpactacademy.com/join to gain immediate access to tons of digital resources that can help you overcome the challenges that might be stopping you in your tracks. So again, this is Kirsten Ross-Vogel. Thanks so much for joining. And Simon, thank you so much for all that you're doing in the world.
Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, everybody. Keep rolling.